You want something to drink? You want coffee?
No, I'm good. I got water here. This is you guys like classed it up. This feels like we're in a museum here.
Oh, bed bugs usually they force you to reorg.
Yeah, the paintings will keep them out.
Well, that's the problem with you have a couch and you have an open door policy for traveling comics, but some of them literally are.
You guys
bed bugs.
got bed bugs.
Yeah.
Oof. Because you ever had bed bugs before?
No, Sarah and I had. This sounds like a made up story. We had a single bed bug, and everyone's like, "No, you can't have that." Like we literally saw a bug on the couch, and Sarah had like bites, and we got it, and I don't know, threw it away. I don't know what we do with it, but literally.
Yeah, I've never heard
saw another bed bug. Like we're like, okay, we got bed bugs. This is a problem.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, maybe you just brought it in. It didn't have time to like breed.
Yeah, we tossed everything, and then Shane was still playing video games on like a folding chair for like 2 months because we didn't have any furniture yet.
Vecchione had bed bugs, and he's like fucked up about it. He won't sit on a train and all that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is.
He's like.
I was in a house that had bed bugs, but I never got bed bugs in my room. I just had like all my other roommates were just getting fucking decimated. I was fine.
Well, it's nuts. You do get PTSD because for like McConey for like, I'm going to say 3 weeks was getting totally undressed outside the door.
God.
He would put all his.
He would buy the bed bugs.
No,
just every night
to get in bed.
They were
taken to the woodshed.
They were just raping him. It was crazy.
Dude, he would get naked out front of the first door and put all his clothes in a bag and then walk in.
Now, where is he now? Where did he move to? Does he do comedy?
No, he's still in writing. I think he lives in Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
And he goes to New Hampshire a bunch.
Is there anything more hurtful than hearing your name on a podcast? Does he still do anything? It's like the worst.
Yeah, he's basically dead.
Yeah. No, he's doing exactly what a writer would do. He travels up to New Hampshire.
I know.
Eats ice cream shirtless half the day and then writes some stuff.
Oh, good for him. I
That's
never
awesome.
saw him as a writer.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a zing and nobody laughed, so it was weird. Just kidding.
No, dude.
See, is this the podcast? I can't even tell if we're recording yet.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, shit.
But
All right. Just kidding, Steve. I thought you were hilarious.
That is the risk.
Yeah.
We should give you a wink going, heads up. Nah, he's accomplished
That is how
very
you
funny,
soft
hilarious
quit
guy.
comedy, though. I feel like it's like I'm just gonna write for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get up on stage anymore. I'm just gonna.
I wish there
do
was a
some
lot more
writing.
people doing some writing.
Yeah.
There's a few names.
Just try to
I'd
put
like
things down on paper.
I think Steve punched Bulger in the face one time. Do you know that story?
No.
So Dan Bulger, do you know Bulger?
Yeah,
a wonderful guy, wonderful
Hilarious.
comedian. He's got he's a brilliant guy, and I think he's got severe ADHD or whatever. And he doesn't drink very often. When he does, he gets cuckoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I wasn't there for this. This was in Boston, I think the Comedy Studio, and it was like a Saturday night, and Steve was dressed nice in like a nice shirt. And then Bulger just walked up and grabbed his shirt and ripped it open, like buttons flying, just destroyed his shirt. And I think Steve just fucking punched him in the face.
Dude,
And Bulger was like, "That's fair." I believe that's the story.
It's so funny because I only knew Bulger after I think he quit drinking, right? Did he quit?
Yeah. Quite a while ago. Yeah.
He does not seem like the kind of guy that would get rowdy at all.
Yeah.
Like at least his stage presence is very like demure.
Yeah.
He didn't like quit. He's diabetic, so
Right.
a disease quit for him. But he will go out. He'll give himself an extra shot and go drink occasionally.
He don't black out though. He just like drinks.
I don't think so. Yeah, he might black out. He might get after it. But we lived together. Me, him, and Ira Proctor. I don't know if you ever met Ira.
No.
But we were three active maniacs.
Yeah. You've said many times that you were a bad drunk.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was wild. It was
Yeah.
fun.
You have like shirtless photos and shit. You're another one I would never assume.
Yeah. No, it was a lot. I tried to fuck everybody. I shit on a floor. I pissed on a floor. I was like a vandal. I would jump on windshields, steal street signs.
I'm still in the throes of that.
He's at level 8 right now. Dude.
No, I'm sad. I think about like the whole Philly gang I didn't get to drink with. And Ari, I became friends with after I had quit. So like there's a bunch of people I just never got to party with.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll relapse with you guys.
Yeah, please, dude. You can punch me in the face. I got a nice shirt you can rip. You know, if you want to get fucking wild.
Do you have that in your mind, like just like a Rumspringa kind of thing that you might?
I don't know what that word is.
That's like
That's
when
what all the fucking, what are those kids called?
Yeah,
Amish.
they're not Quakers.
Rumspringa is
Oh.
like the it's,
They
it's
get a
their
week where
one
they can just like
opportunity
do whatever the fuck they want before they like fully
commit.
Oh.
commit to being Amish. Yeah.
No, I think a lot of. By the way, that's a product of me quitting drinking. As I'll say, I don't know what that means. When I was drinking, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, rum Schwissel, yeah, God, he's good.
Knows everything.
He's a good author."
That's me sober, dude.
There's a lot of like, I don't
When
know.
I'm
that-
drunk, I know nothing.
Yeah, I would always just be like, "Oh, absolutely, totally."
Yeah.
I had that when I first. I started 2 stories at once, but when I first met Louis C.K., he was talking about an episode of Louis, and I watched. I was a big fan, and he told me this in detail. This long. He really likes to talk.
Yeah.
So he like told me this like long, detailed story about an episode, and the whole time I'm like, I don't think I saw this episode, but I can't let him know I missed an episode. I want him to know that I love him.
Yeah.
And finally, I just was like wrestling with this, and I was like, I don't remember that one. He's like, oh, it never aired. And I was like, thank Christ. Because I was all ready to be like, that's one of the best. And it was like it was like a life-changing decision to not just be like, oh, that's a big one.
Dude,
Dude,
congrats
one
on that movie.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, that movie was
Thanks.
great.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
Boy,
Yeah,
most
I
people
loved
hated it, but thank you.
Really?
Well, the reviewers hated it.
Well, that's
Really?
fucking the worst people.
Yeah.
Any critic.
The National Review said it was the best movie of the year, though.
Oh,
so
there
the
you go.
right-wing paper loves us.
Yeah.
You know how Louis and I are right-wingers.
Yeah, they wanted a victory for one of their own.
Um,
Yeah, they're all in on Kanye now too.
How'd that
Oh, is
come
that right?
about? The movie itself.
We excuse me, sorry. I got nervous. We always talked about movie. We're big movie nerds, and so we'd always be talking movies or whatever, and kicking around ideas. And then I wrote a thing on my own that I was like telling him about, and then he read it. And we kind of went through it, and he's like, "You could do this," and I was like, "We're writing this together. Let's fucking just make it, man." And it kind of fizzled. He wasn't into it, I don't think. And then we started talking again. I've told this story a bunch of places, but he called me and told this long story about how he wanted to do a musical about the band Bad Company. And it was like a half-hour pitch. And he's like, I can see it. The guy's brushing his hair. And I just listened and was like, I don't think so, dude. I was like, I don't see it. I don't know. I don't think it's great. And then he was like, well, I want to make a fucking movie. And then we just started talking about this idea. And then we talked for like 3 hours. And it just became like, let's just do it.
Did you already have like the pitch and the product?
No. So his idea, he had an idea where he was like, it started with him being like, I always wanted to do something with Edie Falco where we're like a married couple.
Mm.
That was like the initial seed. And he's like, I don't know what it would be. Yeah. He's like, I had this idea where Edie Falco and I just fuck on camera. No, but he was like,
We got to work around that.
and I'm like, all right, I can come up with something. No, he's kind of just was like, they worked together on Louis and whatever the other thing was, Horace and Pete and whatever. They're like friends. So he wanted to write a project, and then he was like, maybe with this and that. And he kind of talked about this married couple that it's been together. And then I had this idea for a while of like, everyone our age goes to therapy, or many people our age are going to therapy. Everyone our age should go to therapy.
Right.
And my therapist is always like, you got to confront your parents. Your dad didn't love you, and your mother said this. Confront them. And I always laugh the idea of like, what does it look like when a 40-year-old man is like, you two fucking ruined my life. People that were born in the 40s and 50s and work for a living and have a son who just does comedy for a living. And then I'm going to go in and be like, you fucking ruined my life. And
the worst feeling would be them just going like, well, I'm sorry, we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
That would be nice if they did that. But by the way, my parents were like 20 and 22 when they had me. So you're like, why would they have any
Of course.
ability to? But anyways, so that was my idea, is like, what is left of how do parents react when their children say you fucked up? And then, so that was kind of the basis. We started writing from there. But it's interesting. He was really interested in the kid or whatever, the child of, I'm saying child, I'm 40, but you know what I mean? Like the child of the parents. And I was more interested in the parents. I thought it should be about them. He thought it should be about me. And we ended up kind of compromising a bit.
That's sick.
Anyway, so that was the idea. And we just wrote it. And then we premiered it, and like people kept laughing at points that I didn't think were funny, because I thought we were making a drama. He kept saying we were making a comedy.
Yeah.
But of course, it's about me. So I'm like, this is dramatic. This is serious. And then at the screening at the Beacon, there was like 3,000 people, and people kept laughing at all these things that I didn't think were funny.
That's great.
And then I regretted. I'm like, we should have made it hilarious. Like it's somewhere in between now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny.
Oh, thanks.
I think like a Horace and Pete's pretty funny too, and that's dark as fuck.
I always think, like, to me, like Goodfellas is like the funniest movie ever.
100%.
Yeah.
No one ever thinks Goodfellas is a comedy, but like the laughs per minute are insane.
It's hilarious. And Casino, I argue, far inferior film, but a funnier movie. Casino, there's like straight up bits.
Yeah.
Like when they're sitting at the booth and they're fighting, and he says, "Yeah, they're having a good time," and he goes, "So are we." And it cuts to them just sitting there miserable. I mean, there's some great jokes, but
That's
anyway.
like the perfect comedy. I hate to use the word dramedy because people like it's fucking corny, but that's like most people that I know and relate to come from that like dark humor.
Yeah.
So you start with the drama. It's easier to implement the humor as opposed to writing comedy. You're always looking for, a real loud punch.
Yeah, totally. That's why, like Sideways and Election to
Yeah.
me, which are like masterpieces in my mind, are like fucking hilarious.
Yes.
I mean, they're so funny. When in Election, like this the close up of his face, he goes, "Her pussy gets so wet." He's talking about a 14-year-old kid. I'm like, that's like the funniest.
Dude, I found myself laughing the last time I watched Casino at the part where she crashes the car into his house.
Oh yeah.
And then fucking breaks in and then calls the cops on him.
Oh, it's great.
It's just like I was coming out of a terrible relationship and I was like, I get that.
get it.
I've been there.
I get it.
Well, just all the neighbors are standing outside. It's like, fuck.
And he's smoking. He's like, how's everything? Everything's good. He's like, oh, we just had a kid. He's like, oh, good. Yeah, it's great. I mean, there's another moment like that when it's all coming down and Pesci, and she's screaming at Pesci. She's like turning on him at the restaurant and she's leaving. She falls in the street and she's like, I'm going to fucking kill you, whatever. And he goes, okay, take care. He goes, be careful. It's so amazingly funny. That
that's
accent.
when she pulls up in the back alley.
Yeah. Be careful. No, this great. And then him telling the hooker or lady, whatever the fuck she is, about how you tenderize meat. And he's like, you got to pound it for 3 hours. He goes, slide over, honey. She starts sucking like she's sucking him off and he's telling her how to tenderize beef. I'm like, it's fucking gold.
That's the easiest way for real to come up with. Like most bits that I like are always very dark and dramatic. And then you find a little humor in it. That's like
No,
it's the key of
absolutely.
writing, I guess. I don't know. I got to go to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
It's quick comedy.
What? New Hampshire's
Figure
nice.
it all
New
out.
Hampshire's beautiful.
You love New Hampshire.
I love New Hampshire.
Oh, New England's the best.
You
Yeah,
like sad towns. You're from,
I do. I like driving. I like those old, I like seeing those white church steeples in little, like a little hamlet.
I love the Hamlet. Yeah. Got to love the Hamlet. No, I was just in Vermont. It's like, it's just better. You go up there and it's just nice. This is like that coded language. It's really just perfect.
Yeah.
I think you guys would really like Vermont. There's just something up there that's different.
Dude, I had a dramatic phone call that turned funny this morning. I had to get a prescription for this like face rash I had, where it comes back every like 3 weeks, and I know. So I go to the doctor, and she looked at me for 30 seconds. She's like, "You need a steroid cream plus there's like this yeast thing. It's genetic. Don't worry about it. It's just like a yeast thing that comes up."
Yeah.
And I go to the Dwayne Reed, and about a year ago, I was trying to get a colonoscopy.
Okay.
And I went through the whole process. I got the finger, I got the prescription, I get the diarrhea juice you got to drink for 30 days,
You're right. 30 days?
24 hours. I don't know. It felt like hell. So I go all the way through the process, and apparently they had the hydrocortisone waiting for me. It's called the hydrocortisone rectal. So I go in that Dwayne Reed. I'm like, you're missing a prescription. I only got one. I got one hydrocortisone.
Yeah.
I get home after fighting with this lady about there's missing one. And then I see it's from the ass doctor from a year ago who I had a cancellation because my insurance, because I'm not 50, didn't cover it. So I was like, oh, I'm not paying $3,000 for this. I'll just wait 7 years and hopefully not die.
Yeah.
So then I have to recall. I have to call him back. Going, can I return this? It was like $50. And they go, once you walk out, sir, you can't get it back. So I called the next day. I was like, I wonder if I can use this rectal shit on my face because I don't want it to. It's hydrocortisone anyway. It's 2.5%. Maybe I could just not waste the rectal cream
Sure.
and possibly use it for my mug.
Yeah.
I'm sort of with you so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I call And I do all the numbers to get
You had
to
an ass cream that was left over from a failed attempt at a colonoscopy.
Yeah. So the face doctor had called the wrong pharmacy. So I had to, at that whole argument I had with the one lady, I had to refill these 2 creams. So now I got to go get the regular cream. I called the guy. I hit all the numbers to get to the pharmacy.
It's
and the guy,
turning into like a mom story.
I'm sorry. Well, here's the funny
I'm loving
I don't even
it.
know what's happening.
I'm all in on this
There's
story.
3 creams.
Yeah, I think
So
I'm
now
following.
now I call the pharmacy. I hit the number. I'm talking to the pharmacy. So I'm talking to this Indian guy, and he's like, "How can I help you?" And I'm like, "Hey, I can I ask you something personal?" And he's like, "Yes, of course."
Oh, that's sweet.
And I was like, "I got this cream for my butt, but it's hydrocortisone. Can I use it on my face?" And he laughs. He's like, I'll have to get you to the pharmacy. I already hit pharmacy, so now I'm just asking the front guy at
Oh,
Dwayne.
that's hilarious. Oh, that's amazing. He's just a guy.
It's just a guy who then has to hang up and go, next customer. Like, I just called the front desk at Dwayne Reed saying, "Can I use this ass cream on my face?"
Dude,
That's
I bet he's getting that
incredible.
call 10 times a day. This ass stuff, can I put that on my
Yeah.
face?
So he's like, "Let me transfer you." I hung up immediately. I was so embarrassed. I was like, "Well, I guess I'll never know. And I'll eat that $50."
That's
it on your
fucking
face.
hilarious.
Well, maybe
And
some of you'll know.
It's so sweet that he was like, "Yeah, all
Yeah,
right,
tell me
yeah,
what you
sure."
want. Get it off your chest. I've been there, pal.
That reminds me of the Brian Regan celebrate with a pie. You know that joke? When he's in college and he's from, no, I'm just going to do a Brian Regan bit. But he's from Florida and his roommate's from New Jersey. And then it's their first night and the roommate is like, "Why don't we celebrate? We'll go have on a pie." And he's like, "I only realized later he's talking about pizza. I'd never heard that term." So he's like, "We'll get a pie." He's like, "Okay, sure." And then the punchline is, "We got half pepperoni, half pumpkin," which is amazing. But it's that kind of disconnect of like, all right, ask me a personal question. I never heard of this happening, but
Yeah. I mean, if you're working the front desk at Dwayne Reed, this is like, maybe my life's going to change.
Yeah.
Finally, somebody needs me.
oh, that's great.
It just felt like, he wanted somebody to talk to in that moment. I let him down. He was probably hoping to eat another 10, 15 minutes of his shift instead of getting one fucking wild question.
Well, I hope he's telling it as a story. I hope you gave him a story.
Yeah,
for life,
maybe.
He
didn't seem that down the earth enough, but he did laugh at me.
Yeah.
He laughed like, "I don't know what to do for you, bud, but I can send you to the pharmacy."
Hopefully he's got a big family and he's like, "This man called me and said,
it's gonna crush your dinner,
You know
dude.
what I mean?
But I'll keep you updated on the new creams.
So why did you need a colonoscopy? I'm like a hypochondriac. What happened?
Well, I didn't have insurance for a long time, for like 10 years.
Right.
And I finally got this insurance. It's like a shared plan. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is legit." So I just started going to all the doctors.
Oh, that's good. That's
I
what I'm
just
doing
had-
right now.
I had this sense of renewal where I'm like, I got to check my ass. I got to check my lungs. And a full scan. Rich people could just jump in these like
Well, dude,
futuristic
that's-
machines.
I know.
That's the most frustrating thing in the world is when you go in there and you're like, "Look, I haven't been to the doctor in a while. I want you to do everything." And they're like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Right.
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Everything.
Look at everything.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
And they say once you
Take
get to like
my blood.
45,
And they're like, "For what?" Like, I don't know. Just put it through the machine.
I'm 43 and I just started getting, my mother has colitis and Crohn's
Oh,
and I have, signs
Yeah.
of having the same thing. So I was like, I'll get ahead of it instead of
Yeah.
waiting until 50. And you
That's
figured they
smart.
would at least take care of some of it. And it was like $3,000. I was like, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah. I just went to the doctor the first time in like a long time, like 20 years.
Me too.
And my blood pressure and cholesterol is through the roof.
Oh,
Really?
Really bad. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
That's
I mean,
scary.
Is it though?
I'm 40, so it's not the worst, but there's a thing called a Framingham calculator. You ever hear of that?
No.
No.
They put in your blood pressure and your cholesterol and your weight and your smoker and non-smoker, whatever, and it gives you your percentage of a heart attack in the next 10 years. And mine is 2.4, which I thought was high, but the national average is 4. Between 40 and 50, you have a 4% chance of having a heart attack.
What the fuck?
That's like the average. I think because a lot of like fat assholes.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, they're-
Yeah. They're gonna bend the numbers for us.
Yeah, but they're like, you gotta, he was like, you gotta get your blood pressure. My friend, Dr. Steve, do you guys know Dr. Steve?
No.
He was big on like O&A, I think, but he's great. He helps out comics and stuff. But he said, he's like, it's not scary, but it's real. He's like, you gotta take care of this.
Yeah.
So I walked here.
How do you have high cholesterol?
My diet is atrocious. Like I've been saying this for years and everyone gets mad, but I just have a crazy metabolism and I'm also like hyperactive. So I think I burn a lot of calories, but
Yeah.
I'm like, So I always talk about like fat people are like, fuck you, you fucking skinny fuck. I'm clearly doing Bobby Kelly.
Yeah.
You fucking skinny fuck. And I'm like, no, but I'm rotting on the inside. And I eat like a chocolate brownie from Starbucks every day. I drink caffeine all day. I smoke cigars excessively.
Yeah.
I eat mac and cheese, buffalo wings, French fry, pizza.
So nothing ever balanced. It's always
No.
Sounding a lot like my diet.
Yeah. Well, how old are you?
37.
Yeah. You're fucked. Have you got your numbers checked?
No, I don't know. Every time I go in there, they're like, "You're great."
Well, I think part of it might be genetic also, though,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
keep bumping into people that weigh 375 pounds and are like, my blood pressure is like 40 points better than yours.
How
So-
is that possible?
I don't know. I think genetics, but I might have to get on like a low dose blood pressure.
You're not going to
med.
change your diet.
I'm changing it. I'm starving.
What
Yeah.
makes the pressure go up?
I think stress, sodium, high sodium.
Is it the heart is squeezing too much?
I don't
What
understand
is
it.
it?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Feels
I
like
was
the
saying
pressure
that-
should be the same all the time.
It
How does the pressure
fluctuates.
go up?
Your blood
Just
pressure-
making too much blood?
Your blood pressure goes up slightly when you're inhaling and down slightly when you're exhaling, which I tried to cheat the machine. I was like, just blowing out. Oh my God, I think I almost passed out.
Well, that
But-
makes sense because you're filling up a bag of air. It's pushing out on things. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That
So-
makes sense to me.
I
You
don't
do
know.
yoga and shit?
I used to do yoga. I run, but I don't run like I used to. I go to the gym like all the time, but I also have like ADD or ADD, whatever the fuck.
You
I
seem
have
like you're
no-
wired like me.
I have no stomach for the gym. I
Yeah.
go there and I do like, that seemed like something.
Yeah.
And then I have a steam room. I just can't wait to get to the steam room and suck someone off. I just want to steam and I run, but not every day anymore.
Yeah.
I look decent without a shirt on. That's my main thing.
Yeah, you
I
look
want my
good.
Yeah, you
wife
look
to
great.
fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't cook for yourself?
No, I've never cooked. I
Never,
got
yeah.
like
That's what you got to do. You got to learn how to cook.
I know. It's very like my family's like this, very Irish boil. It's spaghetti,
Yes,
mac and
yes,
cheese,
yeah.
burgers.
Egg
Yeah.
noodles.
Yeah,
Egg
all that
noodles.
shit.
Yeah.
I got egg noodles and ketchup.
Yeah. Dude, I don't cook either. I need to start cooking. It is therapeutic too when
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah, I'm just so lazy. I don't want to sit and
Yeah.
fucking stop it. Just deliver. I want something brought to me, a burger brought
Yeah.
to my house.
I know I'm also like I'm not someone who's like I'm not scheduled enough to cook.
Right.
You know, by the time I'm hungry, I'm like, shit, I'm hungry.
Yes.
And I just order something immediately.
I'm the
You know,
same way.
I can't go to the grocery store and then I'm just starving while I'm making it. That's the worst. That's like the most painful experience
You're
ever.
just you're building a fake world that doesn't exist. when
No,
you
it's a
cook.
real world.
No,
that
you don't know.
exists.
Because you don't cook. But if you cook, you realize, it's not that hard to do this. And then you start going, I can channel all of this good energy and not worry about.
I know, but
Your high
I need
cholesterol.
it now. I need it. I can't wait for water to boil and then put hard stuff in it. Wait,
Well,
to
you can
get
also have other
get
things.
soft.
You can have other things in the fridge. You can have things to pick on. You can have. You can be an adult and have an hors d'oeuvre.
If I go to the grocery store and I get food to cook and I get things to snack on, I just eat all the snacks.
And then
the food
just
goes
wait for the food to go bad.
I'm the same way. I'm like eating yodels and cookies. I'm an addict. Well, my mindset, this is what's fucked me and I have to change, is because I drank so much. Me not drinking, I'm like, this is better than drinking. So I
Yes.
have like a childlike thing of like, I'm going to get a double cheeseburger. Like I was at Norman's wedding. I smoked 2 full like this long cigars back to back.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not
Jesus.
drinking.
It's like 6 hours.
So yeah, so that was crazy. And it's also like fucks your blood pressure and all that shit and the cancer and all that stuff. So I have like a fundamental childish, I need something.
Something. Yeah.
And
That's how I started vaping a little bit and it's gotten me, it's a binky. It's like an anxiety thing where it's nonstop.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not good.
So at least with a cigar, you can a couple hours of your day.
And it feels natural. It's tobacco.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
There's no
It's also,
whatever.
having something to do is the biggest thing. Like when I get the most drunk, it's because I start off the night and I feel very awkward
Right.
socially. And then that beer is just, it's like it's just time that I don't have to be talking.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm like that
It's
with
just like-
tea and water now. I'm just sucking down beverage. I piss every 10 minutes. It's bad. which I think I have a bladder problem. Do you guys piss all the
I
time?
piss all the time.
Yeah, he pisses.
But I also drink. I'll have like 5 of these a day.
I'm the same way. I drink caffeinated tea, and people are always like, "You got to get your bladder. Fuck you. You're an idiot." And I'm like,
No, it's just because they don't.
Wait.
I've been around people like they piss like a cat because it's like being around a fat person for a
Mhm.
day. You realize, oh, they're consuming enough to be fat. I understand that.
right.
If you're around somebody that's telling you don't pee a lot or you pee too much and they pee like that, like it's so the intervals are so spaced out.
Yeah.
You'll see how much they drink. They don't drink. They're not consuming anything,
That's my wife.
and they have
Sarah's like
one
that.
water for 12 hours, 24 hours.
That's
It's the strangest shit.
no, that's Sarah. My wife will piss, I think, twice a day.
That's nuts.
And like does not drink water. And she runs. She like exercise. She's like a fit, healthy person that does not drink water.
Does
It's
she not
psychotic.
like water?
I don't know. She doesn't like me. But no, I don't know. She just, I don't know, doesn't like it. She doesn't remember to drink it.
Oh, water's the fucking best.
That's I
You
I
drink
get
soda?
hypochondriac over that.
Just not drinking water.
Yeah. Because that's the healthiest way for all your organs.
But I think she eats like a lot of fruit and vegetables and lettuce.
Yeah,
There's
she's
water
getting
in
her
there.
Fruit. That's like that's like what desert animals do.
Yeah. She's
Like,
that's
eat
what I
a
call it, the
cactus
desert
and get- eat a cactus and get hydrated or something.
No, it's great. Like I piss, I'm like 75 times a day. It's outrageous. And I should see a doctor probably, but
What's the next doctor you got to go to?
I got to go back to my regular doctor to like, I want to get these numbers down. She's like, hey, come back.
Yeah.
And dude, the nurse, but I was like, I'm anxious about, I've always had a thing with blood pressure and a heart. The heart beats every second for 75 years. It's freaky.
Yes.
And so I always get fucked up about blood pressure. And then the nurse, Gigi, was so sweet. And I was like, I'm nervous. It's going to be bad. And she's like, it's not going to be bad. You're what? And then literally like she did it. And I like looked at her and she was like, like, I'm not even kidding. She was like making a face. She's like, it's not good. So I got to go back in a couple months and see if I can get these
Reassess.
numbers down. Yeah.
I got my liver checked post quarantine because I was like, this is going to be
Yeah.
real fucking bad, dude. And
Was it bad?
well, the doctors calmed me down. I was having this pain, and he blamed it on Mediterranean diet. He said it was my I forget, one of my organs that I misconstrued for being liver pain due to my high consumption during
Just had a lot of
quarantine.
gas.
I've heard
I had
though,
inflammation of the God, I can't remember the name of it. It's like it sits here.
gallbladder.
Yes, it's your
Really?
gallbladder. Yeah, yes,
Well, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
You've been
Good.
reading that chart at the doctor's office.
No.
No, and he said it's probably due to. I was like, he's like, what'd you eat last week? I was like, 3 skirt steaks and wine. And he's like, yes, dude, that's exactly what it is. Calm the fuck down. We'll take a look at your numbers. And he did the blood test, and it's like
Yeah.
AZT or ART, the 2 enzymes that they are specifically show your high elevations in your liver. And the numbers, you get sent the report directly to, and I looked at the numbers and it says the normal scale should be within 18 to like 64 is
Right.
normal.
Yeah, I just went through this.
And I was like 125
Oh,
on
Jesus.
one of them. The second one was double the number or 3 times the number. And the first one was double the number. And I was like, I started immediately like flipping the fuck out. I looked up the numbers. They consider that high elevation. No need to worry.
Okay.
But they're double the number. So I called the doctor back. I'm like, this is big. This is like
Yeah. this
early
is bad.
onset fucking, I'm going to, he's like, no. He's like, drink a little more water, drink a little less. We'll come back in 3 months. You'll be right in the zone. And I know how much I punished myself. I can't imagine what these all day drinkers, like these true alcoholics that just wake up
Dude.
and go,
Right.
Yeah.
put a tie
Just
around their
full-
fucking.
full bottles of whiskey and
Yes.
shit. Yes.
He says it takes like 30 years to
My brother got his
Cirrhosis?
gallbladder cut out.
really.
Yeah. Yeah. it was-
From like drinking?
no, he was just like he ate like a big greasy breakfast sandwich one time. And
I don't think that's what
One
does it.
time?
Yeah.
I
No,
know.
well, he'd been eating them for a while, but one day he ate one and he was like, oh, fuck that fucking, it like hurt really bad.
Yeah.
And then it went away. And then he had like a big steak like a couple days later and was just like, it started to hurt like so bad. And he was like doing stretches and shit. He thought he just had like gas or like some type
Yeah.
of cramp. And then he was like, it got so bad. And then in the middle of the night, he drove himself to the hospital.
Well, it can
and he said he was like literally like passing out on the way to the hospital.
Oh my God.
Like got it, like walked in the door, was just like, I'm dying. Yeah.
Tell them you're shot.
And it was also, I think it was literally like, it was
He's
like
crawling in.
God.
I think it was like
Meanwhile, he's like, I ate a breakfast sandwich. He just beats the line. There's like dying children.
That's insane.
Yeah, he said he went in there and the guy just like touched his belly and was like, does that hurt? And he was like, yeah. He's like, all right, we got to get right into
that's
surgery.
what he did for me
Yeah.
when I told him it was a liver. He was like, he kind of like gave me a fucking jab. He was a great guy. He's going to be for my ever doctor because he talked to me truthfully the way you would want. He said sometimes at the very last, he's like, you have one more question, Tom. Because I was just gunning questions that my fucking hypochondria went nuts. And he was like, you have one more question. I was like, okay, so onset cirrhosis, if this is, he's like, stop right there. You got to fucking stop. He cursed. And he goes, sometimes you just got to learn to chill the fuck out.
Wow.
And then he walked off and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That guy rules.
Yeah, that guy does rule, but I never wanted the doctor to say that to me. You know what I mean? It's like, if you know anything about me, you need to like make it scarier than it really is because it's the only way I'll take action.
Well, I feel like he would have told me if it was scary levels or scary, all of these things. He's like, I know it's not, but if you want to go through this whole process still, you can waste your time and your money. And I was like, yeah, I will. I want all the blood work. And he's like, come back in 3 months, redo it. And then, 3 months went by and it didn't really do anything.
Yeah, you want a clean bill of health, I guess. But I've read and heard, I remember when I was drinking that the liver, this could be made up because it was told to me by an alcoholic, but the liver has no like nerve ending. Like your liver doesn't hurt. Even if you're fucked up, it's not going to be like, my liver. It doesn't have that quality. Yeah. And I heard that if your liver does hurt, it's because you're like about to die.
Yeah.
Like it's too late. So any pain is probably not your liver.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's not a,
it's already
not
full
pain.
tumors. You're fucked.
Yeah. It's also a recovery organ.
Yeah.
Like if you stop
drinking, it's 100%.
It gets better.
Yeah. Correct. Livers can live forever, can't they? Can't you just can't you cut a piece off of your liver and like give it to somebody else?
Sure.
And it'll like grow into
it. Yeah. And you stop smoking after 40, 50 years, your lungs can come back to like 85% capacity.
Yeah, the body is resilient. I mean, there's so many people that are alive that you're like, oh,
how?
Great.
Yeah.
Keith Richards, other, fat people and stuff.
That one is crazy. You think they got to be getting close to just being able to fix everything, right?
They're not going to do that for us. They want to fucking thin the herd, dude.
Why not? They're going to start growing organs for sure.
I think if you have the money, the key is to make money. But I think I've heard this blood pressure and cholesterol pill, there's no side, it's like a miracle. You can just take it. Yeah. I think we'll be fine. That's what this other doctor said to me. He's like, with all the modern technology, he's like, I promise you're not halfway through your life.
Yeah.
I was like, great.
Yeah.
And
there's accidents and stuff, of course.
Yeah. And it's like, well, you just need to make it there's like an event horizon that you need to just get over, Like if you can make it like
I don't know.
No one in this room knows.
Yeah, I feel like if you can make it like if they can extend your life for like 15 years, then in that 15 years they'll be able to kick you out like another like 30 maybe.
Jesus.
And then they can kick you out 50 as they get.
You ever see these people that are they're in India and they're 120 years old? They look like a cigarette fell out of an ashtray.
No, I'm saying, but
dude, I saw this
dude,
family.
The guy is just in bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're singing happy 170th birthday. And he's like, if he can't talk, dude, his skin is sucked in. He's got no teeth.
And they make the little kids like kiss him on the cheek and stuff. It's
his
fucking
worst
horrific.
Part of the day is when they squeeze some form of yogurt down his open mouth that he can't close.
No,
because he wants to fucking die.
I know.
And all his real friends died 40 years ago.
Yes.
Like the people he really, like his glory day, those guys have been dead for decades.
Yeah,
and
his VFW boys.
Yeah, just these young assholes like, we love you, Pop. And he's like, all right.
Yeah. Dude. Imagine in like 50 years, it's just you and TikTok stars.
It's horrible.
Just wrinkly as fuck. Oh, old people are disgusting.
Yeah, they would have to stop all of aging, not just internal. They would have to figure out how to keep the shell.
There's got to be,
and then can extend.
The secret's in the liver.
No, we'd have to have abilities to move over to other planets. You can't have all these people.
I like that. I like that.
I mean, look at Starbucks now. It's jam packed.
So it's
imagine the whole planet.
Orders.
Yeah,
it is. The mobile orders are a problem.
The Asians.
Yeah.
Hate Asians.
especially in
Just kidding.
Starbucks.
I'm only kidding.
No, there is nothing worse than to being at like a gas station, or like a rest stop Starbucks, and someone orders something like exotic. It's like, dude, just fucking get a regular coffee and move on.
There's got to be a black coffee line in every store.
There should be.
In
100%.
every store. I just
Yes.
want, I'm not an asshole. I just want a drip.
Yes.
Well, this is what I drink tea, and I go to Starbucks excessively. I have to cut back on it, but tea and black coffee, the register person gets it at Starbucks.
That should
Yeah.
happen, yeah.
They just turn and get it. So it's great because I have to wait in line. But when I get there, I say, Grande Emperor's Clouds tea. And then they just turn and pour it and just hand it
That's
to you.
great.
So I'm out. And then you can see all the people being like, how the fuck did he get his drink?
Yeah.
I'm like Henry Hill. I just get a table.
Well, I don't go there anymore. I go to the baristas around here. So I got to wait behind, 3 kids getting
Yeah.
cupcakes and a fucking drink.
And scratch tickets. The people that scratch tickets at the counter.
It's horrendous.
Yeah.
I'm very upset, Joe.
We should kill a lot of people.
We should.
Yeah.
Would you do that?
The 4 of us should go kill some people.
Yeah. Why not?
I always think about this. If I did have, a lung full of tumors and
Would you kill people?
I got a few days left, somebody's coming with me.
Really?
It's not bad. I mean, are you talking just like a spree, like whoever's around, or like some specific people?
No, it would have to be specific. It would have to be, so you'd have to, you'd have to have an existing relationship with somebody that you'd want to
It would be really fun to assassinate somebody big,
Yeah, that's
to really like a world-changing assassination.
This is how you get your podcast taken.
Why? That's not against the terms of service, right?
I don't know.
Pondering assassinating a world leader.
It doesn't seem
So-
great.
Also,
I don't know.
Stop saying it so many
I don't
times.
know.
In more
Well, who
detail.
would we get? I mean, what are we talking? Because you got to be careful because there's the what's that unintended consequence? You kill the
True.
leader of what, like Saddam Hussein, then ISIS
Right,
or whatever.
yeah,
I think
Yes.
that's what happened.
You kick the hornet's nest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's tough.
Maybe a booker.
That'd be
That
big.
would
Like,
be
yeah,
nice.
it's like small scale dictator.
That'd be
You
big.
know?
But I feel like with a booker, you want more of like a long-term psychological squeeze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Assassination doesn't quite do it for what they've done to people.
Oh, a booker, you
know
could
what I
just
mean?
tie him up and torture him for the last week of your life.
Yeah,
That
that's
seems fun. Who's got the energy for that if you got cancer?
Well, it keeps you alive. These are the
Yeah,
few
keeps you
things
going.
you'll miss.
I always think a silencer would be fun. Like that.
Yeah.
Somebody, I don't know
Yeah.
who the comment. I think it might have been a guy named Mike Dunham. It's an old, it was a bit that was told to me, but it's the funniest observation in the history of comedy is in movies, when somebody gets killed with a silencer, they die quiet, which makes no sense.
yeah.
And it's funny because I just saw it happen. I was watching Kindergarten Cop was on, which I hadn't seen in 20 years. And it literally happens. They're like, and the guy's like, ooh. And it's every movie. For some reason, it doesn't make any sense. And they would still be like, ah! And it's like, that might be the best comedy observation I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm surprised I've never seen it in like an action comedy.
It's
you know what I mean?
hilarious.
In like a Hot Shots Part D
Yeah,
or whatever.
Airplane.
Yeah.
It is every movie. They just quietly fall
It is.
down.
It's like a fucking a lung dart.
It's insane. But Kindergarten Cop,
I got a
Great film.
This fucking ad read.
Man, I haven't seen Kindergarten Cop in forever.
I hadn't either.
That Last Action Hero, I haven't seen that. in
Jody
forever.
Manscaped,
Oh, I love Manscaped. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? Yeah, it's the best.
sick. What's your style?
My what now?
Your style.
Yeah, how do you shape it up down there?
Oh,
Or do you?
I didn't know there was
We
a
have to
follow-up
ask
question. I thought you meant like the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, the company. But what do you do?
Okay. Oh, what
What's
do I
your-
do?
what's your,
I see. I
what's
do
your
ad reads for them. I don't
flavor?
know. One time I did the Naked Show years ago when I was drinking, obviously, and I tried to shave Mickey Mouse ears into my thing, but it ended up looking like an elephant. 'Cause I had
Yeah.
the long trunk.
That's clever.
So I'll do that. I just do a regular trim. I go clean where the scraggly hairs and then the puberty hair. I just nice
Fake.
and short. Yeah,
I
fake
like
it.
this.
Nice and
That's
short.
my style.
And I use the lawnmower.
Yeah. The Lawnmower 4.0.
Yes, exactly.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code StuffIsland at manscaped.com. That's 20% off free shipping with the code StuffIsland at manscaped.com. Manscaped, a perfect gift for the holidays. Biggest hit.
Yeah, you got to shape it up for the holidays. You go home.
You don't want your mother to see your bush. It's gonna be like, what are you doing out there in New York?
My dad would think it's a mustache kid. He would never. I'm sure he's got a bouffant.
You think he's got a full bush?
100%. There's no way
Kind of
my
bums
parents
me
would
out.
worry about it.
Yeah.
As a married man, I often go a long time without touching it.
Yeah.
What do I care?
But my dad shaves every day.
Oh, wow.
Shaves his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what?
So it's just weird to think that he's not shaving his balls.
Well, people look at his face.
Is his dick going to work?
I don't know. It's just, it feels like it's, it would extend to the rest of the body. You know what I mean?
So you're saying your face is a perfect representation of what your dick looks like?
Yeah, it's crazy to me that you'd shave your face every day and just have just raggedy balls.
Well, what about his chest? You think he shaves his chest?
He doesn't really have chest hair.
Interesting.
Well, maybe that's why. Maybe he is going bald everywhere every day.
Your dad's gay. That's crazy. That's interesting. Wow.
Well, then he's definitely shaving his balls, right?
Yeah,
you can't be a gay old man and have hairy balls.
No.
Right?
It's crazy because I go to the gym and some of these guys, these old guys, their bush is so big because I think the dick shrinks maybe.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks like a peanut in a bush.
Yeah, exactly. The bush becomes bigger than the dick. Yeah.
That
really
was grown out so long.
That's what I think it is. It's a giant bush and the dick gets small. It's a combo.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough. You never want a woman digging through the shrubs to get at your dick.
No, you
That
don't.
would be just having to part the hair. Give a hand job.
How's your special doing?
I think it's doing okay. It's starting to climb-ish. I'm not good at doing the thing. I didn't go to LA. I should have done more podcasts. I did like 6 and I was like, that feels right.
Well, you do a bunch yourself. It's like
Yeah.
fucking tiring. You don't.
It's a lot, but it's doing good. I think we're at like 1.75 million or something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, very funny.
It's hard because the previous one did so well, but it was on Comedy Central's thing, so it's got like 8.5 million. So it's like more algorithmic, but it's doing well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's called This Year's Material. If people want to.
It's a good special.
Oh, thank you.
Very
I
good
appreciate
special.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, and the subscribers have got everything's just YouTube now.
Are you
the
still-
industry's out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
For us, anyways.
Yeah.
For us Vermonters.
Just up in Vermont trying to assassinate world leaders. Yeah. We're straight YouTube. Yeah.
But yeah, it's doing good. I don't know.
Are you still doing the MMA stuff? Are you training?
I haven't in a while. I keep wanting to get back. I miss it, but I haven't done it in a while. I should.
What are you doing? Muay Thai?
I did just MMA stand to strike with Diego. Do you guys know Diego Lopez?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best.
I know of him. I don't know.
He went and I trained with him and I was like fucking on it, like doing once, sometimes twice a week for like a year. And then COVID hit and we had to shut it down. And I went once. This is the best. It was when COVID kind of could be open, but not really. And it was like mask required pre-vaccine. And so we did standing straight. I feel like we were both feeling the other out. Like, I guess we'll wear a mask.
Yeah.
And then so we're doing like, striking shit with masks on. And then I was like, all right, let's roll. And he's like, well, I think we're not exhaling as much. Let's no mask for rolling. I was like, okay. So then we're just like rolling with no mask on. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. But so I haven't been going as much since. And then I don't know. I want to go back because I'm terrified all the time I'm going to get beat up.
Yeah. When you were doing it, did you ever think about fighting anybody?
No, I mean, I think about it because you're training, but not in any practicality. I was like, I'm not that guy. Did you fight?
No.
It's the idea of like, there's certain people that are fighters and certain people that are, I don't have it in me. Like we spar and he beats the shit out of me. And one time ever, he threw a punch and I countered and like caught him like pretty square in the face. I mean, we're like sparring like 50%, 60%.
Yeah.
Kind of almost like playing tag. And I just like got him pretty good. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't have it in me. I hit somebody and I'm like, oh, fuck. Jesus.
That would feel good. All of my dreams, most of my dreams are me unable to punch somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
I
I
have
like,
that too.
Mine are throwing a football.
I throw it like so hard and it literally, my fist just dies and won't get to them. It's just like, it's horrible.
No, it's hard. And I'm not.
I feel like hitting someone in the face would really break something loose for me.
I also have, and I'm like an athletic person, so I understand how to do it. When we're sparring, like I have this natural instinct. When he throws like a jab at my stomach, I react with my whole body. And then you're just like, oh, fuck. And he just tags you in the face. You're like, I don't, like, you're supposed to check punches like this. I'm like doing like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very kind because I'm like, I'm trying to undo like 40 years of pussiness. And he's like, well, no, it's like thousands of years of like evolution.
Yeah.
Like a rock comes at you, you're not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't tie your
yeah,
claw.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but no, I loved it and it was fun. But as far as like actually fighting a person, that's
So is it
people
just
out of their
for
fucking mind.
Yeah.
Defense, self-defense.
Yeah, fun. I mean, it gives you like a sense of understanding of how to fight, and then like doing jujitsu of like, oh, I think more when I was training, I'm like, I could probably get someone on the ground and fucking snap their arm, which is a healthy thing to know. I know how to choke somebody out. So you're like, but I did this in my act. I'm like, I can beat someone up if they're cooperating with me.
Yes.
Like if I'm like, would you mind sitting down with your back to me? Because I'm going to put you right out. But if they're fighting back, I'm like in trouble. But also it was just, it was fun. It was exercise. And also like I'm a mental case. So it was like a good facing fear bullshit.
That's why I go to the gym. That's the only reason I go to the gym.
Yeah. You try to stay.
Yeah. It's better than psychiatry or therapy.
Yeah, I got to start talking to
it's
somebody.
my only therapy. So I don't know that. I should talk to somebody as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fighting too. And then Diego said this, and I think there's a line in Fight Club, which is not a film I love, but like getting punched in the face does turn the volume down on everything else. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like doing a set is less scary when a fucking black belt just choked you to death.
Yeah,
You're like,
sure.
oh shit.
Yeah, this is not that bad.
So I
just
loved
saw
it.
a fight video like 2 nights ago where this dude is like casual, like true MMA guys are dangerous as fuck, obviously. And you don't know who is an MMA guy. That's
what's
unbelievably scary.
And there's so many more of them now.
Oh, it's nuts.
exactly.
They're fucking everywhere.
I've said this for years with comics, where comics would be like, shut up, you cunt. And I'm like, do you know how to fight?
Yeah.
Like that guy could just kill you. You're a real person.
Yeah.
Dude.
Once you get off the stage, you're just.
Yeah, like, whoops. Bye.
I don't know if it was in South America or Miami, but there was these 2 dudes on the ground outside of a bar. And one guy is like literally playing with them, trying to get into a certain move.
Yeah.
Like he's like not even, he's just slowly moving his head this way and he gets his arm, starts pulling it backwards. And I think he's going to stop, like, don't fuck with me, and just kept going until it snapped.
Oh my
He just
fucking
slowly
God.
put this guy in a little form and snapped his arm backwards.
Have you ever broken a bone?
No.
I've never broken a bone. It's my worst fear, dude.
It's nasty. I have not either. I've had like 2 severe ankle sprains, but the idea of like a bone being like
Yeah.
is crazy.
This is also what bothers me about watching the fucking World Cup, because they always like hold their face and roll around, and it's like no
It's
one
sufferable.
ever reacts to an injury like that.
It's
It's not
sufferable.
a real reaction.
Right.
It's a totally fake reaction.
Yeah, it's like getting us hit.
dude, you ever see a guy breaks his leg in half and he'll just be like,
Yeah.
they don't believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so catastrophic that you're just like, what the? They try to get away from it. You know what I mean? It's
Remember
like,
that
nobody's
guy?
like, oh,
Right.
It doesn't happen.
Remember the guy, the Louisville player, the March Madness that year? I think it was 2012 or 2013. Remember that? And he snapped his leg in half.
In half right here. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
it
fucking.
Kevin Moore?
Oh yeah.
Kevin Ware.
It was great. Like the bench was throwing up. A guy on the bench just puked. Like literally. And he just jumped up and came down. He hadn't had any milk or something. It just literally fucking broke in half.
Yeah.
I remember it was on my birthday. I was like, oh, this is my
Yeah, dude.
birthday.
Oh,
Well, those kickboxers have stress fractures that they don't know about.
They like dead in the legs.
Yeah. And
no,
then-
it's fucking crazy. Like I had, I was kind of like half sparring with Lewis Gomez. Lewis is the best and crazy. So we would just like, he would finish his session with Diego and I would come in. So there was an overlap. And then 2 funny things. Lewis would be like, I'll just do deep. I can't spar with you. You're crazy and you're a much higher level. And I don't.
Yeah. He's big too.
He's big. And like Diego is so disciplined. So we'll spar at like 60%. And like I'm like, don't break my nose. I'm not looking. He's like, I won't. I promise. Lewis, you're like, he's going to break my nose immediately. So we were going to spar.
It's like an untrained pit bull coming out of the fucking kitchen.
Well, he's like, I'll do defense only. And I was like, okay, we can spar that way. Great. So we're like throwing things. And all of a sudden, it goes on for like 20 seconds. And he just counters and fucking socks me in the face. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, I got to throw some punches. And I'm like, but you just broke the biggest contract in life. A friends fighting?
Yes.
But anyways, the story was like,
it's just like I feel like he's got a big enough ego where he can't just
yeah, he's
let
just
you
not,
be getting punches in.
he's not going to take it. Yeah. I mean, Lewis is scary as fuck. He can kill somebody.
I know.
But I threw like a kick and then he just checked it and I literally threw it at like 40%. It's on video somewhere. You can find it. It looks like it's in slow-mo. And I was like, like, it's like dying. And he's like, are you kidding? And I'm like, no, that hurt. And you watch the video. It is humiliating. It probably is like that hard.
Yeah.
But I was a distance runner, so I feel like my shins are sensitive.
Shot.
Yeah.
Also, just, I mean, this is another thing that everyone spends most of their day trying to avoid is any contact with the shin.
Yeah.
A bone-to-bone shin contact is horrific.
It's disgusting. And I said this with, again, with Diego. Oh, do you fight?
Oh,
That's nasty.
Fucking doing.
how?
Jesus. The subway.
They're both
Ah.
bumped. Your eggs.
Wait,
Oh,
what
my
rail?
God. This is
Just
horrible.
walking down the stairs? No. This is right on
No,
topic.
I like to see pain. That's nice.
That's gross.
Good for you.
But no, I was first like training. I'm so fascinated by it. And that's how you check a leg kick. You just put your shin up.
Yeah.
And I was like, doesn't that hurt really bad? And he's like, yeah, but it hurts him too. So he won't want to do it. And I'm like, this is not the sport for me. Where it's like, I have a crippling injury, but he does also. So we even out. I'm
That's
like,
That's kind
wow.
of my
it's-
it's MMA, like
Do
training.
you rotate your legs so some of the meat's getting out there?
No, that's what I thought. But no, you want it out. So it like
Just bone to bone?
hurts. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So
one of
they're
those
like,
sports-
oh, fuck.
If you're not serious about, like, it's always like, it'd be nice to grapple, learn how to grapple.
Yeah.
Like the whole sparring shit. It's like, if I'm doing this once a week, you know, it's like Zumba class for women. It's like, look, I'm
I
not going
always
to go.
feel like it would
I'm-
make you better at fucking.
Yeah?
Yeah. Learning to roll around like that.
Yeah.
You're not going to put your
No.
fucking girl in a headlock.
No, but you're like learning how to like throw your hips and like, you know,
Yeah, maybe.
you ever
Dude.
rotating around in bed and you're like, I'm not doing this right.
Well, the nice thing about it is it's
topple over a little bit.
it's usable. Like doing tennis is cardio. Zumba, I don't know what Zumba is, but like whatever it is, you can't do
It's
that if
something
a
they
guy's
do on
like, give me your
Rumspringa,
wallet.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But you might be able to kick his leg in.
Jazz
and
No, I
fucking-
understand. I understand.
And then, snap his arm off.
I get it. I totally understand. It's just like, at what point and what level do we really kick it up a notch? Do I need to start kicking bamboo trees to deaden some of my nerves?
No, that's
You know what I
pads.
mean?
They hold up like it looks like a hockey
Oh,
pad.
okay.
yeah,
So
you
you
kick
put
back.
pads on your shins too.
Yeah, if you're sparring.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're sparring. We're wearing gloves, no headgear. We're not pussies, but like there's like shin guard things.
Yeah.
But then there's like kicks to the ribs and stuff. It hurts. It's not great.
Yeah, two of my boys do it, Butterly and Rainey. They're like really good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of comics. Like he had like a stable of comics. So you know Brendan Eyre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he moved to Maine,
I
but
thought he was in Cleveland.
I think he's in Maine now. But he's a Cleveland guy. A hilarious comic. But he's
Yeah,
a
he's
guy I
the
would
best.
watch. Yeah, I mean, he's like built like a brick shithouse, and he trained a
big
lot.
boy.
He would throw kicks that I was like, this guy's a dangerous person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is good. Yeah. That's something I would like to do too. Just like figuring out how to get your weight behind a punch or a kick.
No, that stuff is
torque.
fun and it's
Yeah.
satisfying. Yeah. And then you start throwing those combos and shit. You should go train with Diego. It's $40 for the hour.
I feel like it would make me like want to fight people.
Yeah. I mean, fight.
You know,
I think you need it. I'll
want-
pay for it.
What?
You need to go.
No, I don't.
You need to go
I
hit a
don't.
bag.
I don't. I'd get drunk and I would think that I could do stuff.
Well, the
It would make
idea
me-
is you learn how to fight so you don't have to fight.
Yeah, but is there that psychological? Is it like becoming a samurai?
I never wanted to fight. I don't want to fight anybody.
I think
I
you
think
would.
you would already have that problem. You'd have a history of bar fights.
No,
if you
because
were
I
that
don't know how to fight and I don't want to break any
Well, then you
bones. So
wouldn't- You wouldn't transfer into that mentality.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd be. There'd be more brinksmanship and like instead of like de-escalating situation. When you run into a situation, you're like, I could turn this into a fight
Yeah.
in seconds.
Sure.
I almost fought
Or
this
you
drunk.
could just be like, all right, man, come on.
This drunk Mexican last week was in. I'm saying it because it was a language barrier because I couldn't understand what he was saying to the girl, and this poor little barista. I was in the coffee shop around the corner, a kinship with my girl, and there was like 4 or 5 people in there when we walked in, and it was very weird. Like as soon as we walked in, it was weird energy, and I didn't know why yet. And this guy is drunkenly eating a scone on the counter. And he's
That's not a good
"I'm on
drunk
it,
meal."
on it." He's saying it to her, and she's like clearly uncomfortable. And he's like, I can do anything for you forever. And he's like hitting on her. And he's fucking hammered, dude. I don't know if you've seen that.
See,
daytime Mexican
the
dudes.
confidence.
Yeah.
If I was doing
Blacked
MMA,
out at,
that's
like,
the confidence I would have.
3 p.m. blacked
Just
out.
eating a scone.
God.
And he's wearing
I
like
can
a
do anything.
like a vest. A vest. And I like no one was doing anything. So I looked at her, I was like, "Are you all right?" And she's like, "Yes." But she kind of looked like no. So then I was like, we had plans to leave. And my girl was like, "Yeah, we should stay for him." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I just sat there and stared at him and then looked at everybody else, and everybody else was kind of like, very
Yeah.
nervous for what this guy could possibly do. So then finally I just got up, like, "Hey man, it's time to go. You got to leave."
That's
And
hot.
he's like, do I leave?" And I was like, "No, but you're about to." And he's like,
Nice.
"Why are you even talking to me?" Just scone falling out of his face. And I looked him up and down. I'm like, I could easily knock this fucking guy out.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared. And I was like, well, now, I was like, "I'll give you 1 minute." And then I sat back down with my girl and I was like, I'm shaking
Yeah.
because all I want to do is put his fucking head through the window. But this is my place. This is my barista. I don't want to scare her. And there's like 5 people in here.
You also don't want to pay for a window.
No.
Well, I know he's probably. And I
Insurance
also
will
like I
cover.
looked him up and down because I'm like, what does he have on him? You know what I mean? So
Right.
it does. I didn't think he had a gun, but he could have a knife. And this guy clearly is a fucking maniac.
It would suck if you went to hit him and he was a drunken master.
Yeah. No, he was.
Did you ever see Jackie Chan, Legend of the Drunken Master?
No.
It fucking rules. It's a kung fu movie where he has to get shit faced and then he like fucking he fucks
Oh, that's
people up.
fun.
Yeah, it's like his like goofy movements help him. Yeah,
No, I never saw it.
it's
Well,
fucking
anyway,
amazing.
yeah, just walk him out. And then finally the girl was like, "Thank you." And then like the people clapped
Oh, wow.
because he had been there for so
Oh,
long,
shit.
sexually advancing on this poor little girl. She was
Yeah.
like fucking 20 years old.
You're like Kurt Russell in Tombstone. You should have been like 20% of the house. That sounds about right.
I
You're
did
like,
get a
"Oh,
couple
yes."
free coffees. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
But that's the kind of skill that you be nice. Just put him in
That's-
an arm bar. Because my whole thing would be like grab him from the back of the neck like a bouncer.
Right.
But I would like to like,
You'd have to have an action plan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, the action plan was to literally manhandle him and open the door with his face like
Right.
a bouncer.
but it's all question marks. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah,
No, being
That's
like
why
a,
I was like shaking
that's
because
why
I
you're
was
looking at the
so
window. You're like, I put him through the
anxious.
window.
I want to kill him.
no, being like a jujitsu black belt would be cool. I
Yeah.
always wanted to be I always had the fantasy of being like this wrong guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walk out of here.
Yeah.
Like that thing where you're like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, it's so
I've
calm. It's
seen that.
terrifying.
Yeah. I've seen that in a fight where it's like guys like you got the wrong guy, and then the other guy was like, okay, and
Dude,
you're
my
like, oh,
buddy
great.
was in a fight. He's like a well-known like boxer, and he got in a fight with this dude who was like being a dickhead. And he said the guy squared up, and his feet positioning, and after they threw like one punch each, and they both were like, "All right," because they both knew like it's just a
Yeah.
dog barking at itself in the mirror. Like, this guy's a fighter too. We don't have to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
They stopped. They
Dude,
were like,
it
"What
was- my buddy used to play for Notre Dame on the football team, and we went out with him once, like in New York. And I figure we're rolling around with fucking D linemen. It was
Yeah.
a Brady Quinn who's like fucking huge. It's like 20-year-old just jacked guys that
You're
are
on
all
his
like
back like
6'5".
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, dude. We were drinking and I was like, this is not safe. They might fall on me. But I thought that you'd like nobody would fuck with these guys.
Yeah.
It was the opposite. Literally every dude everywhere was trying to pick a fight with one of them.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you guys
There's like a
doing?
badge of honor knocking down the biggest dude for some
Yeah.
fucking reason.
I think people like that. People are like, oh, look at these big guys. They think they're better than us. It's like
Yes.
that kind of mindset.
It's
Yeah.
like, we were literally just standing around drinking. No one was being a dick or anything. It's just like every once in a while, some drunk guy would wander up and be like, what's your problem? And you'd be like, what?
I would love if we could cut to just insert and you guys are like, hey, fuck you. You fucking. You're like, we weren't doing anything. You guys have your dicks out and shit. And it's like, oh,
I got my arm around one of the girls. Like,
Yeah.
with these fights?
yeah.
All right, you sticking around for Patreon?
Yeah, we do.
You want me to?
Yeah, if you want
If
to,
you got
yeah.
the time.
You said that
Hell
like I
yeah.
was like, I don't know. I didn't know about this, but sure, I'll stick around. Yeah.
This is what we do. We don't tell you when it starts. We don't tell you when it ends.
Oh, okay, great.
It usually ends when Tommy has to take
I
a
do have
piss.
to take a piss.
Yeah.
Was that good? Was that fun?